So first of all, you go to tinkerspace.eu or tinkerspace.se. Either one is fine, and you of course sign up for an account. So I will log into my account, and I will begin by creating a new application. So TinkerSpace is all about using blocks. It's sort of a Lego mindset where you use different blocks. You don't, in Lego, for example, you wouldn't know how to create a toy car, but if you had Lego bricks, you would probably be able to create a toy car. So it's the same kind of idea behind TinkerSpace. So I will show you how these blocks that you build applications with look. So I will start with adding, I'll search for a block here, and I'll just drag and drop it onto this field here. This black area is where you build your application. So this sense box, this is a block that contacts a temperature sensor that is located in an office here at LTU. It could be any of these sense box temperature. Oh, okay, maximize my browser, sorry. Is that better? Okay, I'll continue. Okay, so this is a block. This is a block that is running some sort of code, and although you're not a programmer, you should be able to use this code in a smart way. And looking at this block, you see that there's two things. There's sort of an input here, and there's an output. These are things that you can output the things, and these are inputs. So in order to use this SenseBox block, I see that it requires an input of a trigger. And if I click on this, the left lane here on the side will show me what I can connect to this. So in this case, I'll choose a button. And then just as easy as building Lego blocks, I will just pull this, and we see that they fit. And then I see that I get some sensor data out of this block. I click on this and see what can I do with this sensor data. In this case, I'll choose to use a gauge for it. So I'll drag drop this. Let me just, okay. And we see that this one has an input. It takes a value, and we get that from the sensor data, so we can connect these. So what will happen now is if I push the button, it will read the values from the sense box, and it will send it to the gauge. So here on your right side, you have a preview of how the application will look. So if I push this button now, we can see that Jan Olof has 22 degrees Celsius in his office, approximately. And here you also have some settings for the different blocks. So you see the IP number to the temperature sensor in his office, some passwords there. And I could also change, for example, say get temperature. Now we have an app that says get temperature. So now I want to share this app with my friends and show them the cool app that I made that can read the temperatures. Well, then I choose Open App. And now you get a link that you can mail, or you can open it by looking in the application. Of course, it looks a bit weird in the full screen now, but as you can see, now it's a working application that you can share to your friends. So you as experimenters, you will create these applications, and then you can just use this link when you share it to the participants in the experiment. Let me just check. Is this okay? Okay, so that is the sort of the very high level notion of how to build an app. You just drag drop things that fit together, and then once all handlers are connected, you can open the app and make sure that it runs as you want to. So this is sort of the no coding part, if you just want to build things without coding. However, if you do know some coding, you can choose to make your own blocks. And I will look at, I will move from here. You have all the saved applications that I have, and I can also see like the pieces, so I can create my own blocks as well. So I'll edit the block, and we'll look at how the blocks in themselves are built if you know programming. So you remember that we had the notion of blocks with inputs and outputs. These would be called your ports. So you have the port, you can see the name of the port, a method name, I'll get back to that. The type, it's an input port, and there's a kind, and there's arguments if you want to send some variables in there. But if you look at, for example, the method name login complete, you see that you also find this in code down here, which means that when this port receives its input, it will run this function. And of course, like I said, the argument type up here will get sent as a parameter to your function. And here you have an output port, and you can see that this one has a argument type of organicity assets JSON, so it will take the API format of an asset and send it to the next block that you connect it to. If you scroll down further, you see you also have configuration. In this case, it's the parameter name is sensor type. And if you scroll up to the creation of the block, all blocks have the make block ID function. This is the sort of the heart of each block. Every block has this function. So your configuration variables will end up here. You see the sensor type that we looked at previously. So those are available in code for you. And then on your right side, you have some settings for your block, icons, required libraries, APIs, status if you want to have it just for you, or if you want to make it public, or if you want to make it remixable, which I will get back to in just a moment. So all of these blocks that we've been using before are basically made up of JavaScript, and if you know some JavaScript, then you can create these applications by yourself, or these blocks, I should say, that you can then use to create applications. Then one last thing about this is if you click the blocks, here you can scroll all the blocks and read the available blocks that are in the system right now. You see also remixable blocks, and this is really a good function, especially for those of you that are programmers. If I click to remix a block, I get to see the full setup of that block. So if I find a block that's similar to what I want to do, I can just remix that block, and then I get all the source code visible, see all the ports, how things are wired and set up. So I have pre-made some organicity blocks that deals with using the API, accessing sort of login, creating assets and stuff like that. So I will make these remixable for you who are working with this.